Hi lovelies, and welcome in my garden. Today I would like to take you with me through my witchy evening routine and additionally share my quick and easy recipe for mouth-watering, fluffy, overnight breakfast rolls with you. If you have been following me for a while, you might already have seen my witchy morning routine that I love to do once a week to really reconnect with myself and nature in order to slow down and enjoy life a bit more mindfully. But some weeks the mornings are just busting at the seams with activities and chores. So those weeks I do enjoy to, instead of taking some me time early in the day, choose to have a quiet and peaceful evening just for me. These days I start off in the late afternoon with setting the tone for the rest of the evening just right, with preparing a lovely dinner. As a passionate kitchen witch, preparing and eating food and taking the time for a proper sit-down meal is very important to me. However, during a busy week, that is sometimes hard to achieve between chores and responsibilities. Meals during the week are mainly simple dishes and sometimes eaten in shifts between all family members. So on that one special evening, I will actually take the time to slow down, mindfully pick out ingredients, pour love and intention into it and prepare something that doesn't only nourish my body, but will also feed my soul. Sometimes that can be a healthy dish with seasonal growing veggies. Sometimes it is soul-warming comfort food, childhood favorites, traditional treats, or as today, a family favorite, my classic lasagna. Before I can truly relax and focus on my own needs and feelings for the day, I will spend some more time with my son, reading a nice book, goofing around, tucking him in and sending him off on a sweet journey through dreamland. And then it is finally time to sit down in peace with the good plates and a beautiful arranged dish to enjoy the taste of my earlier efforts with my partner. As we don't often get the time to really sit down together, we will enjoy some quality couples time and conversation in the evening sun, before we each take the time to nurse our own needs and give each other space to be, recharge and enjoy in our own ways. We still have a good hour until we venture out to admire the sunset, so now is the ideal time to prepare for a relaxed morning tomorrow and pre-make dough for my favorite breakfast rolls. And I know, on the surface that might seem like work, but for me, baking is an incredible relaxing and unwinding, almost meditative activity that fills me with new energy, helps me to switch off my busy brain for a moment and be present in the moment, focusing only on my senses. And on top of this recipe is super easy and quick to prepare. I wrote all the ingredients in the description box below. With these measurements you will get around 10 rolls. We want to start by proofing the yeast, which means we check if it is active and alive. In order to do so, we put it in a bath of lovely warm water and throw some sugar in so it has something to eat. We mix that and let it sit for about 10 minutes, and if we then can see a slightly foamy layer, we are good to go. Now we just add in all the rest of the ingredients. I use spelt whole grain flour here, which gives us healthier buns, but since it is lower in gluten, it will be a bit denser and not raise in a typically fluffy bun way. If you use regular white flour or a mixture of both, they will do though and turn out like this. Bring it all together, best with a fork to not get your hands all sticky, or just work it with a kitchen machine or dough hooks for about 10 minutes. You really want to knead that dough thoroughly, as that helps the dough to develop its fluffy and airy consistency in the finished product. You can take this time for a mini meditation, directing your thoughts inwards while just feeling the texture of the bread you are creating between your fingers. It's almost like one of those little stress balls. Once the dough has some good tension and elasticity, we can form it into a little roll and cut it in 10 equal parts. These little individual pieces will now be shaped into little dough balls. We want to take a baking sheet. I have linked you amazing reusable ones in box down below. And we cover a round cake pan or something similar with it. Now we can place our little buns inside. After they have all found their spot, we want to take some water, in a spray bottle if you have one, and spray the dough with it. This is in order to ensure the rolls don't dry out overnight. And tomorrow, to not brown too much before they are completely baked through, and to give them a crispier, shinier crust. If you like, you can now add some different nuts or seeds on the top of the bread to give the rolls some more texture. We want to take some aluminium paper or an environmentally friendly option. If you have one, please let me know down below what you'd recommend. And tightly close it over the cake pan. This will now go in the fridge overnight, as the cold air will slow down the reaction process of the yeast, so that it is just in the perfect state to be baked tomorrow morning. Where we can then remove the aluminium paper, spray them one more time with water, and then put them in the oven for around 20 minutes at 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 degrees Celsius. There really is nothing more rewarding and motivating as to start your day with a batch of home-baked fluffy buns. It is already now getting me excited for tomorrow's breakfast. Now that we have ensured an amazing start of the day for tomorrow, we will see what else this evening brings. Being very connected to nature and drawing much energy from it, I will never pass a chance to go to see the sunset. Sitting in the grass, listening to the crickets around me, smelling the perfumey but light scent of summer flowers. And feeling the warm energy of the earth filling me with tranquility. And as the sun greets the moon that's already waiting on the sky for his big entrance, the sounds of human activity down in the village slowly die down, making space for the croaking of the frogs in the river and rustling of grass as the night-active little animals begin their day. As Sgt. Pepper is a big old scaredy cat, we have to make our way back before it gets too dark, but we can always keep our eyes open for treasures on the way. Like this field horsetail, an amazing little herb that can do wonders to help with cellulite. It is used in teas, lotion, balms and tinctures to help with bladder problems, metabolic issues, wound healing, blood flow. Furthermore, it has anti-inflammatory abilities, and it also helps strengthen connective tissue, which is great if you too have all those little dents on your butts and thighs. Furthermore, it is filled with kalium, magnesium, flavonoids, saponoids and all that good stuff. Let's pick some for a relaxing, medicinal and beautiful bath later on. Back at home, I will start by filling the tub with water. And we also want to put our field horsetail in a little sachet, soap sock or even tea bag and let it infuse into the bath water. I have a little collection of essential oils that I love to pick from to see what I feel would benefit me that day. Currently, I feel I'm in the need of winding down and de-stressing, so I'm picking patchouli and sandalwood. While the water is still running, we have some time to prepare a calming beverage for the night. This is my special evening blend for relaxation, sweet dreams and winding down that I will be sharing in another video. It contains an abundance of medicinal and magical herbs and spices to benefit my mind, body and soul and provide a blissful sleep. Let's take this to the bathroom so we can enjoy it while soaking in the tub. Having my mind almost constantly switched on work mode, I will use this time to very mindfully stop myself from any need to be productive or squeeze in mundane to-dos in this moment of nothingness. What helps me best is to either listen to a beautiful guided meditation and visualization, to read a good book, or to just take some deep breaths, feeling the sudden lightness of my body in the water, lifting the heaviness of everyday troubles off my shoulders and chest. After the bath, I am usually incredibly relaxed and my legs tend to feel a bit like jello, So I will get in my PJs and make my way up to the roof. This is where I started to create a secret little hideout space for only myself. My creative corner that I like to visit every once in a while to remind myself of what is most important to me personally. I definitely want to make it really cozy with lots of cushions, fairy lights and plants. Maybe I will take you along in another video of a spiritual and witchy home decor tour. If that sounds interesting, don't forget to subscribe. My nook has this lovely little roof window where at daytime you can just look into the clouds or birdwatch if you're laying down. And at nighttime you can do stargazing. Especially here in the village where we have very little light pollution. I also brought my tarot cards up here, which is a habit I have gotten into not too long ago. And this part of the routine is actually something that I try to do daily. Sometimes I have a specific topic in mind when I pull a card, and sometimes I just draw and see what comes up in my mind. So I will pull one card from the deck and then first let the picture speak to me, filling it with my own interpretations. Then, as I'm not versed in tarot card meaning just yet, I'll look up what the card is supposed to resemble and apply to current situations on my life. Now, I don't believe in divination, but I use it to guide me in finding decisions, my way, or answers to a question by reflection. This I will then usually follow by some journaling. Another habit that I try to do as often as possible during the week. Here I don't like to overwhelm or stress myself, so I will write down either a quote or moment from the day that stuck with me, an intention for the next day, a thing in my life that I'm thankful for, or I will do some scripting to manifest a wish if I feel inspired. Please let me know if you would like to know more about this magical process too. As you might have seen in my happiness spell, I'm a firm believer that gratitude and a positive outlook only welcomes more joy, happiness and abundance into your life, and journaling can help a lot with that. And as the tower bell rings 12, I will sneak down and get in bed, happy, refreshed, grounded, relaxed and with a smile on my lips, thinking of the lovely fresh breakfast rolls tomorrow. Now, I wish you a good night, and I would love to hear how your nighttime routine looks and if you incorporate your craft into it too. Sleep well and see you soon!